Hello everyone, and I could tell a lot of people are going to be pissed off with me making this video, but I have to address it. Now, I know the trailer for Sonic Movie 3 is not out yet, and the movie does not come out in December, but I would still say, spoiler alert, just in case, spoiler alert just in case, but I have seen people make this statement that Shadow the Hedgehog will not have a redemption arc in Sonic Movie 3, that he will remain evil throughout the whole movie and never get redeemed at all. Yeah. If you think Paramount has the balls to make the most popular character in the whole franchise behind Sonic remain evil, especially when they know that he's popular and that they want to make more movies in the future with this franchise, and that Shadow will most likely be their main moneymaker for the next few installments, I'm just gonna say that right now, you're an idiot. Because, yeah, and the reason why people say this, it's honestly, the most stupid fucking thing ever. They go like this, like, oh, but, if Shadow ends up getting redeemed by the end of the movie, that will just pretty much make it the same as Sonic Movie 2. Okay, first of all, it's pretty fucking common for sequels to copy what happened in the previous film. That's one fucking thing. This is Hollywood. Do you think they fucking care? Also, B, no? Shadow going through a redemption arc? Shadow going from, evil to good in this movie? It does not automatically make it a copy of Sonic Movie 2. That's not how it works. It depends on how it's done. If it is literally done in the same way as Sonic Movie 2, where it's just Sonic saves Shadow, and then Shadow saves Sonic, and then they have a heart-to-heart, and then that's when Shadow turns to the good side. Yeah, and it literally ends with them finding Eggman in a giant robot. Yes, that would be a copy, but they're not gonna fucking do that because they admitted that before they even wrote the script for the third one. Jesus Christ! Doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to figure it out. Yeah, no. And I also know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, if they're going to have him go for a redemption arc, they are going to permanently kill him off. Yeah, no, they're not going to do that. Like I said, he's the most popular character behind Sonic. Paramount knows this. They know that he will be a moneymaker. Do you really think they want to kill off a character that's going to give them possibly God knows how much at the box office? Probably enough for some of their employees to retire. Do you really think do you really think they will go that far? Of course they fucking won't. Oh, and even if they do the whole Sonic Adventure thing where Shadow sacrifices himself to save the world, let's be fucking real. Let's be real. They're gonna leave a hint that he's alive. They're going to leave a hint that he's alive. They're gonna have it where, the movie will end with Sonic saying, Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog, and then, either cut to the next shot or before credits, or cut to the mid-credit scene where, where we see, a robot, or where we see, either Rouge, Eggman, or a robot just walking up to something, and it turns out to be the pod that Shadow was sealed away in Sonic Heroes after Eggman rescued him with one of his robots. Play the true final boss of Shadow the Hedgehog, and remain 9 minutes of it to know what the fuck I'm talking about, by the way. But yeah, so, I'm sorry, I hate to burst your bubble, but they're not gonna have him remain evil, and they're not gonna permanently kill him off. I could be wrong, but at the same time, even if he does remain evil in the third movie, even if he doesn't get redeemed in the third movie, they're still gonna give him a redemption arc somewhere down the fucking line. Because, that's part of his character. And look, I'm not the type of person that says that every adaptation needs to stay true to the source material, because, I love the fucking Mask, for God's sakes, and that movie is, almost nothing like its comic book counterpart at all. Seriously, The Mask may be a kid's movie, but let's be fucking real. Have you ever read the original comics? Yikes, they get fucked up and gruesome. Jesus. Oh yeah, and also both movies have Jim Carrey in them. What a coincidence. But what I mean is, even though you don't have to say 100% true, you're still going to need to stay true to, like, certain things of what made that story so great to begin with. One of the many reasons why the story in Sonic Adventure 2 was so good was Shadow's redemption arc. Was him thinking that Maria wanted revenge, and it wasn't until Amy said something that was so similar to what Maria said, it triggered his memory, and then he remembered that, oh shit, I fucked up. I actually need to save the world, not destroy it. It got to the point where he actually cried. And yeah, if you're gonna take that redemption arc away from him, you are completely missing the point of not only that character, but the story of that game, the story that game was trying to tell. And they have confirmed that they're taking a lot from Sonic Adventure 2, and they mean a lot. And if they actually do mean that, they still need to do that redemption arc. Now, they don't need to do it the same way. I got a better way of how the redemption arc could be done. Like, you know, like, I'm not saying I would do a better execution. I'm just saying I got a better idea of how it could be done. Like, instead of like Amy just randomly like walking up towards them and just saying like, hey, not everyone is bad, and then him going like, oh, that's what Maria meant. All right, I'll go help your blue boyfriend now. See ya. You know, like something like that. Like, you know, like, instead, why not have it where Rouge is the one to redeem him? Because keep in mind, Rouge is Shadow's best friend. Now, the question is, would I want Rouge to be a love interest for Shadow, or just a friend? I'm okay with either, I honestly don't care. As long as it doesn't feel forced, I'm completely fine with her being a love interest for Shadow, but I'm also really fine with them being just best friends, which is what they are in the games. Like, have it where, like, at first, like, Shadow is only working with Rouge because, like, you know, she is useful for treasure hunting. So, like, you know, so, like, he's going to need her to, like, get the Chaos Emeralds he needs for his plan. Maybe, like, you know, maybe, like, get some, like, personal treasure here or there, for himself for shits and giggles. You know, but then, like, and even though, it starts off as more of a professional relationship, it, as, like, you know, as the movie progresses, Shadow starts to actually bond with Rouge and genuinely enjoys her company. And it gets to the point where, like, he is actually starting to reconsider his plan, you know. And have it where, let's say, like, you know, where Shadow finds out that Rouge is a gun agent, and he doesn't know what to do. Because, like, on the one hand, it's like, yes, he should kill her, because, like, you know, she's getting in the way of his plans, but at the same time, he genuinely does like her. Like, he sees her as a friend. Like, you know, he doesn't want to hurt her at all. But then, like, you know, when he's, like, thinking about that, let's just say, like, you know, like, Rouge gets injured, like, either by Eggman or a gun agent, and the Bio-Lizard, Chaos or Metal Sonic, anyone. And then, like, Shadow, like, starts to panic. But then he remembers, like, you know, he couldn't save Maria, but he can save Rouge. Oh my god, it's starting to sound like that scene in, like, Return of the King. I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you! Sorry, I had to make that joke at least once. But that's what I mean, though. And then, like, Shadow, like, you know, like, takes her to somewhere on the arc that, like, you know, like, Shadow, like, takes her somewhere. He doesn't know what to do. But then he finds that Maddie is on the arc, like, you know, and, like, even though he doesn't know her too well, Sonic did bring up the fact that she's a vet that has helped him out in the past with his injuries. So he immediately goes to Maddie and is just freaking out. He's, like, telling her to help Rouge. And then, like, as she's healing up Rouge, like, you know, Shadow gets a call from Eggman, and, you know, telling him to, like, go after Sonic and stop him. Shadow agrees with it. And then, like, you know, him and Sonic get into a fight. Sonic defeats him, and then Shadow says, why are you trying to help these humans? And then Sonic will simply respond with, same reason why you saved Rouge. You know, that's how they could do the redemption arc. it's like, you know, it's like you still get a redemption arc that's not too similar to SE2. But not only is it like, you know, but not only is it respectful and not too similar to SE2, but it's also not too similar to the second Sonic movie. So yeah, I'm not saying that's gonna happen. Most likely it won't. It will either, like, you know, if Shadow does go for a redemption arc, it will most likely be like in Sonic Adventure 2, where it's just like either Amy or possibly Maddie or Tom or like whoever the fuck they will get, like, you know, saying you know, given the speech that Amy gave him in the original game. It'll most likely be that, but I'm just saying, I think my version would make more sense for a film adaptation. I'm not saying that's going to happen, and we don't know if Rouge is going to be in the movie. Hell, we don't even know if Amy's going to be in the movie. Now, a lot of people are assuming that Amy and Rouge are not in the movie because, like, oh, they're not in the teaser trailer, and, like, they're assuming that Rouge is not in the movie because, like, Knuckles is fighting Shadow alongside with Sonic and Tails, which, okay, that's, like, one hell of a conclusion to jump to. Like, I think Rouge could still be in there even if, like, Knuckles is not fighting her for that moment. And, like, I honestly don't get that, like, at all. Like, you would think, like, you know, oh, like, you would think, give me a minute. There we go. But you would think, like, you know, oh, but yeah, like, I get that a lot of people would assume that Knuckles would be fighting Rouge up to that point, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's like, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, maybe he's already met Rouge, and, like, like, you know, is just trying to hunt her down, and, like, you know, is helping Sonic and Tails hunt down Shadow because he knows that, like, Shadow and Rouge are working together. Or maybe he doesn't meet Rouge until later on in the movie. Who knows? Who knows? Like, keep in mind, this is an adaptation. And now, I am not confirming whether Amy and Rouge are going to be in the movie. I do think they're going to be in the movie, but I could be wrong, alright? So, for the love of God, don't assume they're in the movie because I say I think so. Oh, I am just saying I think so, but I am aware I could be very, very, very wrong about this, alright? So, yeah. I'm not jumping to conclusions that they're not in the movie because they're not in that one trailer. If they don't appear in the second trailer, like the actual full trailer, because apparently the trailer we're gonna get, like, sometime next week, apparently. Well, they say it's next week. I doubt it, but if we do get it next week, I have a feeling, like, you know, that I have a feeling that if, like, yeah, the one we're getting, like, next week is apparently is only, like, a minute long and not even 2 minutes. So, if, like, let's say the full trailer, like, comes out, like, in either June or September, which I think will most likely be the case, and Amy and Rouge are not in that second trailer, and then that's when I'm gonna start having my doubts. Not gonna outright say they're not gonna be in the film entirely if they're not in that second trailer, but at the same time, I'm going to be like, they've not appeared in both trailers. But I'm also not going to boycott it because there's not enough female representation. Either way, Sonic Movie 3 is just going to be controversial from the female representation alone. Like, I am not joking. Like, I can tell there's just going to be some idiots on the internet saying that, like, Sonic Movie 3 is sexist because it doesn't have Amy or Rouge. Or, like, oh, Sonic Movie 3 has gone too woke because they added in the female characters from the games, even though they're part of the franchise since day fucking one. Like, either way, I know that's gonna happen. Like, you know, like, Sonic Movie 3 is just gonna get controversial, because of, like, you know, because, like, no female Sonic characters, or because there are female Sonic characters. Either way, no one's gonna win this, like, at all. No one's gonna fucking win this, like, either way. Alright, please like, subscribe, and, hopefully next video will be when the Sonic Movie 3 trailer comes out. I doubt it, but I'm gonna take a break for a bit. Alright, so, bye!